Up to our next bit. We have Kate Herbert in here. She's going to chat to us about all the things she's been out and about seeing. And, of course, Nick is here as well because it's always good having Nick in the studio. Good morning, both of you.
Thank you very much, Phillipa. Good morning. Good morning, Kate.
Good morning. I'm the next bit. I like being the next bit.
But what a bit to be.
I mean, what a bright and shiny bit at Christmas time.
On another show or radio station, somebody might say you've been the next bit for years, Kate Herbert. But we wouldn't say that.
Big thing.
Yes. What have you been up to lately?
Well, I haven't been to see a lot of stuff. I mean, Christmas things and end of year things get in the way, don't they? But there are quite a lot of things on over this period. But what I have seen, which I don't think you've seen in any of its 3 iterations, is A Christmas Carol.
No, I missed them.
Yeah. I understand you have, Phillipa. Had a go at it.
Yes, I went the other night. It was really good.
Yeah, beauty.
Eric
Thompson.
He because I'm not a reviewer, but I went in thinking, okay, and he was really good.
Yeah,
and
you've seen him on telly.
Yeah, and you never know how he's going to come across on a stage.
Of course you don't.
But he had the presence.
Yeah,
it was really good.
Enjoyed it. So the Christmas Carol is we had it last year same time with Owen Teal, the Welsh actor who works in the UK a lot and was on Game of Thrones, who is extraordinary on stage and screen. His fabulous voice. This version of Christmas Carol is by Jack Thorne, who also wrote the book for, and I'm going to go crazy thinking about it, leave it with me, Mathew Warchus, London or British director, who is exceptional. This is an exhilarating production. It is adapted from the Dickens ripping yarn, and it's a very Christmassy feast of carols and beautiful choral harmonies and the mass bell ringing, which is just glorious. Just bell ringing with all the actors and who are a lot of them are musicians as well.
Are they hand bells?
Hand bells.
It's actually really lovely.
It is beautiful, isn't it?
And the interaction with it, like at the start with the band coming, it was like it's like being in the old Shakespearean,
in the medieval period or the Renaissance period. So they come through the audience with mince pies and mandarins. I've got a mandarin. They at the point when Scrooge discovers his joy of Christmas, they start flooding the stage with food from up on the balcony, sliding down sort of in rivers on a river of canvas, potatoes and some's real food, fruits and things. Anyway, look, that's all. The design, this production it's inspired. Mathew Warchus is inspired as a director. He's directed so many marvellous things, War Horse and
He's Australian, isn't he?
No, he's English.
Oh,
he's
okay.
English. So this version by Thorne of the Dickens extracts crucial moments and takes license with some dialogue and omits some characters, and Tiny Tim stays alive. Just spoiler. But Ebenezer Scrooge this year is played, as you said, Phillipa, by Erik Thompson, who was from Packed to the Rafters.
He was the dad.
And he is a very different kind of Scrooge from Owen Teal's, and the year before was David Wenham. And David Wenham was almost like a spider curled up on himself, and then he kind of unfurled as he became joyous. So if you don't recall this story, people, listeners, put your ears on. He's mean and miserly and Scrooge-like with his money, and then as he views his Christmas past, played by Alison White this time, and then his Christmas present and Christmas future, he realises that a loveless life is not what he actually wanted, and he starts to open up and become warmer and kinder and takes Christmas gifts, namely all that food.
Steve Scroogey.
Yeah, so the difference, so Wenham was spider-like, Owen Teal was sort of ferocious and then became kind of vulnerable and childlike at the end. Erik Thompson is a different kind of Scrooge. He's crotchety and curmudgeonly at the beginning, and he's surrounded by his money boxes. And then after meeting his past, present and future Christmases, he learns a bit of life and humanity, and he becomes surprisingly cheerful and sort of playful and almost astonished at his own joy at life. So it's quite different. But
do you think it's a sort of show that should come back as a Christmas treat?
I think so. Yeah,
it
is.
Not a must-have.
I think so. I think it's going to be our Christmas.
It's like Love Actually
every on the telly.
Even though you watch it every year, going, geez, I wish they didn't have that little porn scene in the middle there.
Yeah,
How good it would be for a family every year to watch that.
Yeah, I suppose you can always record it and cut that bit out.
Yeah, because you always cry when Emma Thompson cries.
Yeah,
it's just
I know.
the thing.
God, don't give her that necklace.
No.
And I've seen it, I don't know how many hundreds of times. But
all right, well, there's the call. We want a Christmas Carol every year.
Every year,
please.
thank
New
you.
actors and different staging and set designs.
It won't
and
be
things?
different staging. It's the same production because it's so damned gorgeous.
We want it.
Yeah,
people. We
want it
need
back.
something that we can hang on.
Yeah, and I think at the whole of December, we want Christmas Carol and a great Australian or international actor. I was thinking, who else could we have do it? And I thought Geoffrey Rush. He could do it. He'd make a great Scrooge.
However.
But I don't.
Has he been cancelled?
I don't think so.
No.
But there are lots of great actors that we can have in that role, and they don't have to be old.
Could you put a woman in the role?
I wouldn't want to see a woman in the role. I think that would annoy me, but I'm sure some people will do it. Somebody will do it. There'll be something that makes it not Scrooge.
Judy Davis?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
see?
actually, Robin Nevin, she could do a good crotchety Scrooge.
Oh,
So,
see?
yes, okay, I'm saying no to
Well done, you,
no
Kate,
to
for
my
having
no.
a growth mindset.
So what else has been on?
I haven't seen... Oh, what I didn't see, which opened the same night, is another Christmas show called F Christmas.
Oh,
F,
it's been around a few times, yeah.
No, I think it's a newie.
Is it?
Susie Deese directed it for
But
the Malthouse.
it has been...
Last year was a very Jewish Christmas at the MTC.
But I'm sure F Christmas has been on before. Anyway.
Has it? Oh,
Yeah.
maybe it's a
So
different
when you said it,
sketch version each year. But there are a few things where people go, we don't like Christmas. We're going to be naughty and satirical and parodic, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Don't know what this one did, but it sounded fun. And Susie D is kind of magic when it comes to shows. So didn't see that one. And what else is around? I think you've had Glenn Elston talking about all those Australian Shakespeare shows that are coming up in the gardens, including their kids' shows. I won't push those anymore. But there is also the Melbourne Shakespeare Company, not to be confused with Australian Shakespeare Company, doing a show, Shakespeare in the Gardens, not to be confused with the Botanical Gardens,
Yes.
the St Kilda Botanical Gardens, which are down Blessington Street,
Somewhere.
I think. And they are doing... So Glenn's doing Merry Wives of Windsor, and they are doing Twelfth Night, if I'm not wrong. That's what I typed up. I think that starts this weekend or next week or something, fairly soon. Obviously, there are lots of kids shows at the Arts Centre, and they're always terrific. Often some beauties from England. I was talking with a neighbour who has a little toddler, and I said, we had going on a bear hunt one year from the UK, which was just adorable. So I don't have the list of the kids' shows over the summer in front of me, but just have a look at the
Well, we
Arts
just
Centre
heard
program.
that Imagine Live, which is based on the Alison Lester book, is going to be on at
Yes.
Fairfax next week or the week after.
Beauty.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
The little kids ones often run for only, 4 days or so. So, yeah,
It must
keep
be
an eye.
exhausting playing to kids.
I tell you what, I did several years of it. I did 3 years of working with a children's theatre company touring, so going on the road, staying in what was old motels then and going to do 3 shows a day in schools, often all day in primary schools. It's exhausting.
I'm
and I have
surprised you
friends...
still have your hair.
Well, a lot of it fell out. So with the... I had friends who were clowns for children, and 5-year-olds are they're like ravening animals. They just have no sense of boundaries, and they jump all over the clown like they're some kind of, climbing machine. So it's scary to watch.
Just going to put a little track on and we'll come back. So, Kate,
Yeah.
a little bit more of your bit.
Oh, more bits.
More bits.
Bits from the bit. I would like to talk about, I talked about things that are on live over this period, but they're for people who like to stay home and watch stuff. I really enjoy it. I like watching on theatre online. Some people don't. If you've got a good sized screen, it's good. Not on your phone, not that much fun. So National Theatre at Home, the UK or London-based National Theatre that does National Theatre live as well. Have you ever seen any of those shows
No,
in
I've
the
been a couple
cinema?
of the movie cinema versions.
Cinema,
yeah.
yeah. So those then go on to their screen list at home. So, for example, Andrew Scott's Vanya, which I'm champing at the bit to see, is now on the at-home list, as is, I think, Present Laughter, which is him as well. Andrew Scott in anything I'll watch. So National Theatre at Home, you can get a 1 month cheapie subscription or the whole year. Get it for Chrissy. ATL, Australian Theatre Live, this new thing coming out of Sydney. They're filmmakers and they do filmed versions of plays and they're putting those up. They're coming thick and fast at the moment.
They're filming other people's
live
productions, or
shows.
they're making their own?
Melbourne Theatre Company's Golden Blood, for example, has just popped up.
All right.
And a bunch of other things have appeared, something called The Orange Throwers, which I watched, and a few other things out of
Are they
Sydney.
good productions?
They're very good productions, really. So ATL, Australian Theatre Live, get a subscription.
Because there's the issue with, we're going to run out of time there, with, I'm wondering with filmed live productions is, do you turn live theatre into television, or do you keep that nice sense of being
you keep
in the
the
audience?
sense of being an audience, and you just shoot it with 3, 4, 5 cameras, and the NT does it really well. So those two. Just a quick mention: keep an eye on La Mama website for their fundraiser and activities, because they're not doing any productions next year. I just wanted to say some things.
Are they?
They're not doing any productions next year. I think
Why not?
I talked about that? Because they lost their 3-year funding. Well, they didn't get it again. They had lost it already. And so they're taking a year to figure out what they're going to do and do some residencies, but no productions. Okay. I was a bit surprised. I thought it might be a good idea to just use La Mama itself and not the other theatre. I want to mention 2 things that I love this year. Your Name Means Dream at Red Stitch. 5 stars, fabulous. Caroline Lee in Anything, and Mother with Noni Hazelhurst, Daniel Keen's play. That's the list.
Kate, thank you very much for being with us this year. We look forward to seeing you next year, because this is your last appearance for 2024 here.
It is, yes. I look forward to doing bits again.
And what's your favourite thing coming up next year? Like, what do you know that's coming that you're really looking forward to?
I don't know. Going to the theatre. I can't think of anything. I'm sure there's a musical I'm looking forward to, but my brain's full of this year. Sorry. I'll send you an email.
Thank you for tuning in today to Arts
Phillipa,
Weekly.
Thank you very much for all your work this year, because your last show for
it is.
2024.
I love this show. It's the best. Thank you, Nick, for being such a fabulous producer. Oh, it's a love-in on the
is.
Arts Weekly program. Thanks, dear listener, for listening, because it's all for you.